I know things had got real heavy.
And greetings and salutations, folks, and welcome back to Max Payne 3, where we were in Panama, having a great time. Everybody's back alive because this is the past. Marcello's here, Fabiana's here.
This seemed like another easy gig. It was the middle of the
There's
day.
Marcello,
Like
still
any
being alive,
self-respecting
doing
idiot,
coke.
I was half cut.
Max still has his hair.
Marcello, you're going to be the death of me? Alfredo Morchat.
Sure beats New Jersey, huh, Max?
Some way.
So this kind of presents the idea that instead of directly going to Brazil, they ended up going to Panama to work this job.
Listening to house music. Most of them have plastic surgery and they're all doing blow. I guess it is kind of like Jersey, huh?
That's very funny, Max. Hey, soldier.
That is probably the closest thing that Max gets to telling a joke for like the entire game.
So much. Could give myself serious liver damage.
Big deal.
I don't know what's going to cause more liver damage, the alcohol or the painkillers.
Kidding, I hope you are. Just stay off the yayo, I don't have enough to share. I'm kidding again. Oh, Mikey. Even though we just
Mikey.
we are good friends, you know? I feel like safe with you guys. Know that, like real safe.
That's great.
The East Hamptons, do you know it?
Not really. I spent my honeymoon in Montauk.
Oh, where's that?
It's just down the road.
Whatever. Last time I was there, I got so wasted, I nearly shit myself.
You know, nobody tells stories about how they got so wasted they did shit themselves. I wonder why.
Good. Not good. Bad. Real bad. But good because now I can get you laid a lot. It is great to be single, hey? I love a woman. She's with another and she doesn't want to know it. Fuck her. I mean, could you believe that shit?
You have to say something about Marcello, considering how open he is and just unloading exposition on somebody he doesn't actually know the first name of.
Passos. Welcome. What's the deal with this guy, eh? He's kind of stuck up. He's a good guy. Yeah, sure, tá bom, but have him smile a bit more, you know? Because life is good. Where's the truck?
It's coming. Hey, soon.
Pasos.
Yeah. And this introduces the entire idea that Passos himself was up to something. During this, Passos was up to something, Marcello was actually up to something. The Branco family themselves were up to a lot of no good. And they more or less brought about their own demise. And also, I think this kind of, all these are the artifacting, I feel emphasizes my point that it's meant to represent the distortion of reality caused by Max's own drunkenness. And now to continue my job as a bodyguard in my dreams. Also, who set the alarm clock? Oh, nope, that was, the power had gone out. First thought, pick up drink, which still has liquor in it. Second thought, maybe I should grab my gun. Third thought, touch face. Clearly this game has come out before, the coronavirus. Oh yeah, and Panama has the best version of this song, specifically.
No hay nadie aquí. No hay nadie aquí. Esta también está vacía. Encontré a uno de ellos.
Ah, 50 enemies killed with blind fire. Fantastic. Now I've got to get across to the other side of the room. I think. Yeah, play those corners. Nope, lower your gun, sir. Okay, so this isn't exactly the song I'm thinking of, but it's still pretty cool. Damn it, nope. Let us dive from this room to that room. There we go. Nope. Get in. There we go. Alright, so that takes out him. There should still be, I think, one more. I'm going to dive towards that thing over there. Okay. This is going relatively well. Also, these guys all have name armbands.
The dead guys looked like soldiers in one of those Central American guerrilla armies. Pirates with a manifesto. Psychos with a dream. That sort of bullshit. I had to save some valuables.
Specifically the painkillers. And again, like this this feels like validation towards my own concerns. The idea that like the Brancos clearly needed to up their security. The idea that just two guys was probably not going to cut it anymore because the threats to the Branco family were growing strong, not just because of the types of people who were attacking them, but also because of their actions. Oh, hello. More golden guns. Does not quite work in the same fashion that...
The radio. Maybe I could send out an SOS.
I don't think you can.
Certainly wasn't the first time I'd woken up with a hangover, long after a party had turned sour.
Seems as though the radio is being used. So you will have to hold back on that SOS.
The need to get out of the boat's hull and onto the upper deck as soon as possible was countered by the probability of running into another hijacker. I had to move carefully.
Immediately runs into hijacker. Yeah, right over there. Okay, that was, Max didn't really seem to have much of a plan there except charge forward and then explosion.
The fire was sucking oxygen from the room. I didn't care if I got shot the second I got out of there. I needed one more gulp of fresh air before I died. It was like the need for wake-up whiskey after a 2-day bender.
How do I...
Fuel feeds. Move, Max.
How do I do this?
You have to do this.
But how? Where do I go? What do I do?
There wasn't much air left.
Do I just shoot it? Oh, nope.
I shut down one engine, but it didn't make much difference.
Okay. Oh, that's why he slowed down, because there was another valve heading in the other direction. Alright.
I could breathe again. Now the boat could get back to smelling like suntan oil, stale margaritas, and greed.
What does greed smell like? If you bought a candle... Oh. Get... I would have been fine if Max didn't raise his gun towards the ceiling. Excuse me, sir. Ah, work those corners. Wait. Nope, that's just goggles. I do not need that. Oh.
So this was the famous Panama Canal. We could have gone to the moon while I was passed out and I wouldn't have noticed.
That would have been an interesting change of pace for the game. Ooh.
While I'd been dead to the world, some of my shipmates were just plain dead.
Yep,
Where had
the
they
party
taken
was
them?
crashed. And, like, I believe the result of this Panama boat attack just goes to show really the problems with the Brancos are much darker internally.
It was a different scene than the one I'd stumbled away from. Where was everyone?
Because
I still
there
don't
are
know
no
what the hell
bodies.
happened.
There's bloodstains on the floor. Oh, there's this lady over here. She didn't make it. She got shot in her weak area, the thigh and the ankle. Also the back. That probably wasn't a good thing. Let's see. We've got our exercise
I didn't
bikes.
like to think what was behind the door.
A dead person.
Daphne's ship was always stocked.
That presents the idea. How long were they actually on that boat? Like, how long was Marcello avoiding work? As he claimed to be doing at the party scene in chapter
The guys
2?
up ahead weren't dealing with passengers like the rest of them. Maybe I should have realized then that this was no ordinary kidnap job. Something on the boat had attracted the sharks.
And now I'm going to stand up and then dive forward. Alright, that all went really well. Nice home theater setup to watch high quality films or terrible films, depending on their mood, state of drunkenness.
Whatever they were looking for appeared to be gone.
This is a very, what's the word? Not relaxed, not casual, subdued theme for this level. But it's got a good beat. I like it. But there's a very specific song that's coming up at the docks that I absolutely enjoy more. Shall I be brave? Shall I go charging into battle? Also, once again, there are no bodies, which should definitely be a warning sign that
Daphne
things have gone wrong.
Bernstein, a recent divorcee making the most of her considerable settlement.
And
Marcello
Daphne was the
making
one who
most
was,
of her. I don't want to think about it.
I would not want to think about Marcello and Daphne banging each other.
The boat was well appointed.
You've got like 2 painkillers. Like, that's not that much.
Miguel, vení para acá.
Anybody else? You want some more? You, sir? Are you done? Ah, son of a...
There There was something about these guys other than good old-fashioned socialist zeal. What were they looking for?
Monster closet bad guy. Okay, let's move on. They were looking for whatever was behind that wall, I would imagine. Maybe they had assumed there was money involved. Sorry, sir, you just needed to learn how to work those corners. Also, I really gotta... There we go. I shot him in his one weakness, the leg. Bad guys are up. Right there. There goes that guy, and I think there's still one more guy behind. Excellent. That actually went fairly well, even though I did get hit in the process.
In a ghost canal. The whole thing creeped me the hell out.
I would imagine so. Because that's the thing. If people showed up and shot everybody, that's one thing. If people showed up and there are goons everywhere and everybody else is gone, including Passos.
Booze, coke, pills. You could get whatever party favor you wanted on this vessel.
Oh yeah, cocaine was just a... Oh, you son of a... Alright. I'm going to not duck back inside there. Ah, son of a bitch. There we go. Unfortunately, that used up our last... Oh no. That is not what I intended to do. The danger of diving in this game. Especially since, Now who shot me there? Was it... Ah... Yeah, this is not a very good place to actually be fighting these guys. Whew. Yeah, that was rough. Yeah, but there is, at the very least, another piano. And some painkillers to replace the ones that I used.
My sea legs, but they sure as shit felt good. And the band played on.
Alas, he was a better piano player in his Max Payne 1 in 2 days. Alright, who is screaming? Somebody up top? Although that's the thing about this subdued music. It emphasizes the more ominous nature of what's going on in this particular level. Don't have much slowdown. And there goes that guy and my painkiller. Okay, that was somewhat unnecessary. I just wanted to make sure he was dealt with. And yeah, having to deal with these guys on land and on... Oh. I shot him in the legs. Their ultimate weakness. What kind of gun is this? It is a shotgun. Okay. I will stick with the assault rifle because I like it more. Yeah, that was not a very good plan, sir. Same goes with you. Yeah.
Maybe there was something on the bridge. I checked every other inch of the boat.
And found only one dead body. Which is definitely something that would seem very suspicious.
I spotted Passos and Marcelo. If I'd known back then that they'd been up to no good while I was fighting my way through a band of violent paramilitaries and a worse hangover, I might not have wanted to get over to them so bad.
Hey, Passos!
At the time, I hadn't thought too much about this. I hadn't thought too much about anything. Now I remember it, it didn't seem quite so kosher.
What about, what's her name? Daphne.
Do whatever you think is best.
I think it's best we try to go find her.
Yeah, okay, let's go.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah, we could, make that happen.
I didn't think Passos was a bad guy. He didn't need to try to save this woman or the crew.
Through here.
I didn't realize you knew your way around here. They were using that building to get across the canal.
I guess there goes the stealthy approach. Okay, what am I gonna do? I'm going to dive backwards and shoot them in slow motion. Once.
There was some equipment in the truck next to me. It'd be a shame to...
Not exactly the greatest
Cross
plan.
up top.
My judgment was lousy, but my hand was steady.
There we go. Not too terrible. Could have been worse. Also, the idea of having like this ammo belt that's now stained with blood from other bullets.
Come on, I don't know how much time we have. Here goes. Let's go, you drunk idiot.
Do I have to worry about the truck exploding? Ah, son of a... He shot me through the window. Alright, what am I gonna do? I'm going to slow-mo.
Come on.
Get that guy? Ah, son of a... I only had one bullet left in the chamber. And now I'm dead. Like, sometimes that's always the mystery. Like, you get hit by that random...
There was some equipment in the truck next to me. It'd be a shame to see it go to waste.
Why is it so hard to shoot that one guy? That was a huge...
There's gotta be a reason why they're going across the canal.
To escape your gunfire? That's probably an excellent reason.
Come on, I don't know how much time we have.
All right. And that was... Oh, no, like... Oh, because that doesn't count because I shot the wrong guy. And once again, I'm out of ammo. What am I going to do? I'm going to run. Again, who am I supposed to be shooting there? I'm going to dive. Maybe die.
We can get across up top. My judge.
Okay. This is not a great place to be making our stand. Because there are a lot of corners to get shot from. And I've got no bullet time.
Come on.
Zero bullet time, no painkillers. This is not a good situation. And terrible accuracy. I wish there was a way I could just get past them.
There was some equipment.
Oh my god. That definitely does not work. Come on, get up.
There's gotta be a reason why they're going across the canal.
Yeah, that was a great way to use up.
We can get across up top.
I think this actually...
These are pros, man. Get in cover.
That... Get... There we go.
I don't know how you survived this shit.
Alright. I don't know how I survived it either. Because that plan was probably the dumbest of my collection.
We're good.
Blind fire is the way.
I don't know what I expected to find. On a boat full of drunks and bullshit artists, I'd been a cabaret act. Shooting whatever came in front of me was easier than coming to terms with that reality.
At the very least, now I have ammo again. And painkillers. So I might actually make it through this section. Although there is definitely going to be a section later on that I'm going to have a lot of trouble with. I've always had trouble with it. And that is the airport scene with the luggage conveyor belt. Anybody else over here? The answer seems like a no. They might have already scooted over to the other side. And I'm pretty sure once I take this zip line over, I'm going to be losing this assault rifle again. Anybody else? I think that's it. Nope, just one more. Oh. And I had my gun replaced on me. And lost all my... Actually, never mind. This is fine. There we go. This gun is actually pretty awesome. The, oh, son of a... I attempted to dive, but I did not dive fast enough. Anybody else? This guy did not quite make it. Probably got shot to death by his own pals, his own teammates, who are attempting to shoot through him at me.
That looked like the way up, but it was locked. I had to find a switch.
Oh, there's a giant big old button there. Okay, that actually worked out a lot better considering the fact that I wasn't actually aiming, or I was more like I was free aiming. Am I safe to reload? Yes, I am. Okay, run, 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 run. Dive. I shot him in the foot, his one weakness. Also, are there any golden gun parts out here? Like, I would imagine they would put one, but I could be horribly, horribly wrong. The answer is yes. Where am I being shot from? Alright, I'm gonna run forward and then dive. Another theater? With the image of a boat? Excuse me, sir. I can see you right there. Ah! Alright, I feel as though I've gotten back to having the upper hand after being shot to death so many times. I was expecting more guys in that room than zero. And now we have the majestic tarantula on display in whatever kind of museum this is. Oh, hello. I'm busy looking at the majestic tarantula, sir. Have you... Do you not care about the truth seeker? That which wants the knowledge and information of how our world is put together? And there is a lot of blood over here for some reason. Yep. Here we have the passengers of the boat.
Christ.
For some reason, gathered together one last time. There's, Daphne, I believe?
Fuck, man. This is brutal. I didn't think things would be like this.
And that raises a lot of questions. Why were they grabbed from the boat? Why were they all immediately executed? Why didn't
I should've
Rodrigo
jumped in that
Branco?
goddamn canal myself and swum my way back to New York.
And that's again like emphasizes that whole reason why he left New York in the first place is because he can't go back.
What do you think you were really doing in Panama?
Drinking.
People died. Innocent people. Who do you think robbed you?
I don't know. I was told it was people who disliked Daphne Bernstein. Something about an unpleasant divorce.
Her ex-husband worked on Wall Street. Do you think he has easy access to Panamanian death squads?
Guess I didn't really think about it.
You were smuggling something, weren't you?
No. I mean, I didn't realize it at the time.
There was the thing behind the wall. Now, who's the only people who lived? That being Marcello and
I think it was money.
Vic and Marcello and
Friendly banker there in Panama. Your little cruise was to deliver the cash to him because there it's easier to launder.
Passos.
Those were rich.
Rodrigo's rich. The other two, they live well, but they don't have real money. Victor's campaigns were always financed by his brother. That is the way among certain rich families there. The eldest brother is the king. You know, he gets everything. The other two, not so much.
Oh yeah, they definitely look as though they're living terrible lives. Actually, they do look like they're living terrible lives. Specifically Marcello. But he could be living a better life.
Brothers have both been killed in such terrible circumstances. A true patriot.
What about Marcello?
Marcello was an idiot. Were this true, I certainly don't believe he could possibly have known about it. But I do believe some other scheme, you know, some other bullshit. Whatever that cash was, Victor could have talked him into something. I don't know yet.
And Passos?
Well, Passos is a bum ex-cop. Failed in America, failed in Sao Paulo. He was surrounded by more money and more poverty than his tiny little...
And I believe
Guys like
this
that-
eventually,
No, but
like
But not
Passos
the-
introduced
probably not a
himself
bad
as
guy,
a
just
fellow
man
detective at the
caught
academy,
crossfire of a very
but
rich
he actually
family.
never made it as a detective, I believe.
what about me?
You. You're the fall guy. The American. Running around, acting like the action hero. Killing lots of people. You're a stroke of genius.
That ain't how it is.
You were an angry ex-cop. You were sitting in a bar with a history of violence.
A very
and a
long
a
history of
bad tempers.
violence.
You were perfect.
Me and Passos went to the academy together.
Did you?
There we go.
Fucking no.
Okay, let's take a drive, Max. You want to do some good? Want to get yourself killed in a good cause? Then I need
Sure.
you to check something out for me.
If it's for a good cause, then.
That incident at the favela today. Now, some of my officers say a bus drove off some captives,
They did, I saw it.
but no captives were ever booked.
They probably handed them off to the paramilitary death squads. The,
Crasha Preto.
right.
Who did?
The Crasha There are a lot of groups in here.
Cops who shoot on sight.
The Crashapeto, the Ufe, the Commando
See that
Sombra.
building there.
Ah, okay.
Imperial Palace Hotel.
This is where the
Says
plot comes to a
you
head.
Go in there in large groups under armed guard, but it isn't a police station, and no one comes out of there.
Why don't you just go in and bust the joint? Get a warrant.
I'm only a
This is
cop.
where the next mission is where you finally find out
So
what's
you
going
keep
on.
saying.
The one after it is where you make
Time to
your
find out what was
move.
going on here. I didn't
And
fancy
then it's the
booking
end.
Myself in the presidential suite.
Yeah.
so went looking for the basement.
And I think that's going to be it for now. We got some more Max Payne 3 coming later tonight, where we'll finally actually get the truth as to what's going on in the story. What the Brancos are trying to do, who the Brancos are in bed with, and what exactly caused the whole chain of events that eventually led to people trying to kidnap specific Bronco family members and their eventual deaths. And that's going up later tonight. Tomorrow we've got Indivisible. Might be the end of the game? I don't know. We'll find out. Saturday and Sunday, Martian Memorandum, unless that finishes, because that one doesn't look like it's actually going to be very long. And then Monday and Tuesday, Red Dead Redemption 2 is going on forever. In the meantime, so long, folks.